What if we're in a room and we say something that hurts more people? And what if we do it wrong? What if we're found out? What if we're found out as not as talented as, as we would hope we would be? So I want to put forward that stepping into leadership is having a heart that's bigger than our fear. And this is going to come back into what I'm teaching about today, which is Bhakti flirting, the sacred flirting. To connect at all is a courageous act. And it always takes a heart that's bigger than our fear. It's not about being fearless. It's about having a heart that's bigger than our fear. And being willing to reveal that we're not perfect. I'm not perfect. I will probably say something inept or imprecise today. Some of you may be confused. And that's okay. It defines you. So we've done contribution or service. We've done courage and also curiosity. That's the questions. Whether you've known someone a short time or a long time, give them the blessing, the gift of being curious about who they truly are at the heart and the soul level. We all have a universal longing to be seen, felt, and heard, to actually be heard beneath our words, and to be seen beneath our actions. We all, I believe, have part of us that's saying, please find me. Please find me as who I truly am, and help me find myself. When we ask these very thoughtful questions and listen from our heart, we help someone find themselves. So curiosity. And last but certainly not least, compassion. And compassion is key. The capacity to feel with another person, to hold non-judgment, and a sense of unconditional positive regard. I practice flirting and dating as a spiritual practice. A spiritual practice. How can I hold unconditional positive regard for this hour lunch? And there may be part of me that's thinking, really? You wore that to this? Bad choice. I mean, there could be part of me that's thinking that. And then I notice those thoughts and let them go. Remember the meditation practice? We notice our thoughts and we let them go. We notice our thoughts and we let them go. We have compassion for the thoughts that we're having and we let them go. So I notice that and I let them go. And then I look a little deeper into that person's, into their eyes. And this is the key. I was taught this by Joanna Macy. It's a loving kindness meditation. You can do it anywhere and with anyone. You can do this anywhere and with anyone. You can do it in bed with your lover. They don't need to know. Secret loving kindness practices. And it will transform that moment. This is a meditation of the 4 abodes, and the abodes are the abode of shared suffering, the abode of greatness, the abode of shared greatness, and the abode of the many lifetimes that we've known anyone. So we literally look into one another's eyes and see the suffering. So I'm actually going to invite you again I'll lead us all through this, but I'm going to invite us to actually look at someone for this. And I'll lead our visual audience through this as well. Visual audience, you won't be, if you're looking at this tape, you'll be, in a sense, working with me or thinking about it, but for our audience here, I'm going to have you look at someone. So please turn to someone. And you can do this at the grocery store, you can do this with the police officer, you can do this anywhere that you feel that you are not connecting. If you feel you're not connecting, great to do with your mom, your dad. If you feel like you're not connecting or you're not really landing in a way that you want to, this is a great practice. You could talk your partner through it if you have a lover. So I'm going to invite us to look gently into the eyes of the person in front of us. Often recommended left eye to left eye, kitty corner or catty corner, depending on what part of the country you're from. Relax the jaw, relax the belly. So gazing softly into the eyes of the being in front of you, relaxing the jaw and the belly, and breathing. So take a nice deep breath. Relax the jaw, relax the belly, feeling your feet. And as you gaze gently into the eyes of this being, I invite us to enter the first abode. And if at any time it gets overwhelming, feel free to close your eyes. If at any time it gets overwhelming, feel free to close your eyes. We begin to enter the first abode, and I invite us to see if we can catch a glimpse, perhaps more, of the suffering of another being. Every being carries suffering, times of loss, times of rejection, times when a dream has died. Can you see it? And breathe, relaxing the jaw, relaxing the belly. And as we breathe, seeing the suffering of another being, catching glimpses, perhaps much more, of what that being carries. We begin to enter the second abode. Still gazing gently into one another's eyes, unless at any time we need to close our eyes. And in the second abode, we begin to catch a glimpse, perhaps more, of the greatness of this being. This is a great being, magnificent, with vision, with dreams, a great mind, cool sense of humor. Can you see it? And breathe, relaxing the jaw, relaxing the belly. This is someone who, at the heart, is really up to making a positive difference in the world. And as we breathe, gazing eye to eye and soul to soul, we begin to enter the third abode. Relaxing the jaw, relaxing the belly, breathing down to the earth. We begin to see what could be possible if we were to share our gifts, skills, and talents, our hopes and dreams with this being. What amazing difference we could make together. What harmony we could create in the world. What peace, what creativity, if we were to share our gifts, skills, and talents, our hopes and dreams with this radiant being. And breathe, relaxing the jaw, relaxing the belly. And if you're close enough where it feels comfortable, I'll also invite you into what's called a Heart Salutation, where you reach out with your right hand to the heart chakra in the center of the chest of the other, and they reach out with their right hand. And if it feels comfortable, you cover it with your left. So bring it into your own chest with your left hand. Place it where it feels right to you. It's called a Heart Salutation, connecting heart to heart, energy to energy, eye to eye, and soul to soul, and heart to heart. And as we breathe, relaxing the jaw, relaxing the belly, seeing into this radiant being, I invite us to see perhaps the many lifetimes, to catch a glimpse, perhaps more, of the many lifetimes that we have known this being. Times when we have been artists in an artist colony. Perhaps teacher and student. Perhaps siblings, perhaps comrades in arms, parent and child, beloveds. And breathe, relaxing the jaw, relaxing the belly. Catching a glimpse, perhaps more, of the many lifetimes that we have known this being. And as we continue to breathe and gaze into the eyes of one another, unless at any time we need to close our eyes, invite us to be present to all four abodes. If we can, the abode of shared suffering, seeing the suffering, the abode of seeing the greatness, the abode of seeing what's possible when we combine our visions and dreams together, our skills, and the abode of the many lifetimes that we have known this being. And it is said that if we can keep conscious and present to all four abodes with all beings at all times, this would be the place of enlightenment. And breathe, relaxing the jaw, relaxing the belly. And bringing your hands back into prayer position, right and left palm together, and slight bow, namaste. I see the divine darkness and light in you. And when you're in that place in you, and I'm in that place in me, we are one. I love this practice. I try to do it everywhere as often as possible, especially with people I'm judging, especially with people with whom I notice judgment. The moment I can see the suffering in another's eyes, the judgment disappears. How can I judge someone when I feel their suffering? So I invite us to take this practice on, would you? In flirting, in dating, at parties, with our parents, everywhere, in bed. And feel free to teach it wherever you go. And the person doesn't need to know you're doing it. You could be a secret agent of the sacred. You can. And it's okay. I want to thank you for joining with me on this journey. When I get to share with you, and when I feel so received by you, then I feel that we belong together on this earth. That none of us is alone. That we are together, creating a beautiful planet. Thank you.